Hello everybody, this is Adam from Waxpack Gods. I hope you're doing well. Do you remember how you learned about Major League Baseball and about who was good and maybe who was not so good? About statistics and which statistics mattered or at least mattered to the cognoscency of the day? If you're anything like me, you learned about those things through baseball cards. And in particular, the baseball cards of leaders from individual seasons, whether it be for the league or teams or whatever. Because if a guy led his league or his team in some category, then you could bet your bottom dollar that he was a good guy, a good player, right? Maybe, maybe not. Depends on your definition. But by the definition of the 80s or so, 70s maybe, he was definitely a good player. One of the first sets I remember pouring through, kind of searching out who were the big hitters and the power pitchers and all that, was the 1983 top set. And in that set they had league leader cards, and I thought it might be, and they had other kinds of leader cards too. So I got a little stack of those here, and I thought it might be kind of fun to reminisce about who the big guys were from yesteryear, way yesteryear, as we're looking at 1982 results here. So as I come to you this evening, it's a Friday night late in the 2019 baseball season. So we've got 37 years in arrears. So we'll just take a look at some of these. So I remember this card well. Reggie Jackson was already kind of a known name to me. Gorman Thomas, not so much. So this is the 1982 home run leaders card. And then there was Dave Kingman of the New York Mets, and I didn't really know much about Kong either at that point. But there they are, and these are the home run leaders from 1982. Now, 1983 was the first season that I really followed baseball, and so the 82 season was all new territory to me in terms of stats and so forth. But cards like this helped me out, and we could see that Reggie and Gorman tied at the top of the AL with 39 home runs. And then Kingman led the NL with 37 home runs. And there we had some familiar names down the line. Jason Thompson of the Pirates might be a little bit of a surprise. Tim Wallach, young guy then. So Ben Oglivie, a name you don't hear too much, but a really good hitter for the Brewers, especially in that 82 season. Andre Thornton, Doug DeCinces, or DeCinces, which is it? Oh well. So I learned that all these guys were power hitters, and that allowed me to pick out their cards other places when I saw them and kind of put them into the good pile, as opposed to maybe the commons bin. So I always love that kind of card. I think that's maybe the only league leader I have right now in this stack, but I have several team leader cards. And so here we had the 1982 Angels leaders. Big surprise that Rod Carew was the batting leader, although at 319 I probably wasn't blown away by that average. Little did I know that he was approaching his 100th birthday at that time. And then Mike Witt was at 351 for the ERA. I didn't know a whole lot about it. That seemed middling to me, but it probably put Witt on my radar for rookie cards to pull out. And I do remember pulling out his 82 rookie cards for years to come. And then the team checklist is on the card back. And then for the 82 Seattle Mariners leaders, those were some rough years for the Mariners, who were just, 5 years into their existence. They were expansion team, so Bruce Bochy came in at 297, which is not terrible, and Jim Beatty at 334 ERA, so again, not terrible. And I don't remember pulling Beatty cards and collecting him, but Bochy for sure. And again, team checklist. Won't see a whole lot of big names on there, although you got Al Cowens and I don't know, maybe that's Floyd Bannister. So a couple of decent names. Okay, the Minnesota Twins. So there's Big Kent Hrbek, who had his rookie card in 1982, and he led the Twins at 301 for his batting average. And then Bobby Castillo had a 366 ERA. And so Hrbek was kind of, by the time I started collecting and following baseball, he was already one of the young power hitters to follow. And there's the Twins checklist. And we have the Cubs batting and pitching leaders. Leon Durham, who felt to me like a Reds killer. I'm a Cincinnati Reds fan. I think he probably hit a lot of long balls against the Reds. Ended up playing one season for the Reds late in his career. And then Ferguson Jenkins with a 3.15 ERA, Hall of Famer. There's Bill Buckner on that list, Jody Davis, Ryan Sandberg, which was, of course, a big-time rookie card. So not a great Cubs team, but solid lineup. And then here we go, 1982 batting and pitching leaders for the Pirates. So Bill Madlock at 319. I think that might have been a year that he won the batting title. Could have been 83, but he won a few of them. And then there's big John Candelaria with a 2.94 ERA and that really stellar Pirates pillbox hat. I got one of those at a garage sale sometime in the, early to mid 80s. I wasn't a Pirates fan, but I wore that thing all the time when I was playing, and playing in the side yard, that is. And I would pretend that I was one of the little infielders who were fast and quick and could field anything. I'm sure that's how it played out for me. So there's the Pirates checklist. And then finally we have the 82 Astros batting and pitching leaders. So Nolan Ryan didn't quite make the cut for the Astros in 82 because Joe Niekro, the late Joe Niekro, put up a 2.47 ERA. And then Ray Knight led the batters at 2.94, which was a really good average for the Astrodome, which tended to eat hits and just chew up batters in general. And Ray Knight, never was a big fan of his. Always thought he was kind of cocky. And then it really took a downturn for me when he sucker punched Eric Davis on a stolen base that Davis picked up against the Mets, and I think it was 86. It was an ugly scene. But I learned from cards like this that Knight was a good hitter. So there you go. What card sets did you use to help build your knowledge of Major League Baseball and statistics in particular? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, and please consider subscribing to the channel. You can find us elsewhere online at waxpackguides.com and on Twitter at waxpackguides. Thank you very much.